Hello guys, today this is going to be a different kind of video. For once I've actually put effort into making a video. What is this? I've got my light on, my mic's plugged in. Who is this? Alex Bertie who? Anyway, yeah, different kind of video. Today I'm going to be doing an advice video. I haven't done one of these in years, and I think it's about time I switched up my content, so here we go. Ask for questions and concerns on Twitter. Let's do this. What can you do to help dysphoria about your height? This is interesting because it is something I used to struggle with at the start of my transition. There's not really a lot you can do. Hormones don't make you taller, so the only thing you can do is you can get those like shoe implants. They're these little wedges that go under your foot in your shoe. Those can make you like a few inches taller, or just wear shoes with bigger soles. I think your height is one of those things you just have to kind of learn to accept. That is a part of you that is kind of unchangeable. When people ask me what my height is, I always say 5'5". But in reality, I'm 5'4". Like, that extra tiny bit matters, but it matters to me, okay? Yeah, I'm still a little bit insecure about my height, but I've just had to kind of learn to accept it. Not all guys are the same. Some guys are short, some guys are ridiculously tall. I happen to be on the shorter side of things. I'm not sure how far in their transition the person asking this is, but hopefully if they're deciding to go on hormones, then the joy they get from those changes will just kind of outweigh the dysphoria they get from the height. What are some ways to help with passing before you're able to start testosterone? When I first came out, I overcompensated so much. I was trying to be the like broest bro there ever could be, and it didn't work. But I think that's what helped me pass in the beginning. I used to manspread a lot on public transport. I would really deepen my voice. To be honest, a lot of passing for me was just wearing the right clothes and kind of having more masculine mannerisms. I would never wear anything that was too baggy or too tight because it showed off how like scrawny my arms were. And you know, finding men's clothes that actually fit me were really difficult to begin with. I also tried to keep my haircut in line with like what was popular at the time. I guess I used more masculine language, and I still do, I suppose. I refer to people as mate, bud, and fella quite a lot, but a lot of passing is just confidence. I mean, it's okay to overcompensate your masculinity as long as you're not being a dick. I found that it was very easy for me to be an asshole when I was overcompensating and to, you know, play into the more negative side of being a lad. But yeah, try not to worry too much. You will at some point find what works for you. How do you correct people on pronouns when they don't understand why it's important? My response to this is gonna probably be really annoying, but it's repetition. Every time they say the wrong pronoun, you correct them. Just say the pronoun. Don't make a whole big thing out of it. If they're doing it disrespectfully, hopefully they'll get really annoyed at you correcting them each time and they'll just give up. If they're doing it by accident, that will definitely drill it into them. But if they are being really difficult about it, you need to sit down with them and just speak honestly and openly. Tell them how it makes you feel. I had to just sit down with multiple different people in my life and say to them, look, every time you use she pronouns, it feels like someone's kicking me in the stomach. I guess this is the same with somebody calling you the wrong name. I'd say to people, every time you use that language, it kind of invalidates everything I'm fighting for and everything I'm hurting for. So yeah, try to be honest and be repetitive. And if all that still doesn't work, just ask them not to use any pronouns at all. There was a point with my parents where they went from using female pronouns to no pronouns at all. And that was almost like a gateway to them using he, him pronouns. And you know, it's going to be difficult for people, so finding that middle ground, it's good, it's good. How do you deal with dysphoria when taking a bath? Dumb question, but I was just wondering. That is not a dumb question. Beauty of a bath is bubbles. Lots and lots of bubbles. Just like cover everything up that you don't like. For me, when I'm feeling particularly dysphoric, I like to just blast some music that really, you know, takes me out of the moment, and I try not to look at myself. It took me a really, really long time to be able to look at myself naked. Full stop. Not even comfortably, just to be able to look at myself without, you know, wanting to turn away or vomiting. You owe it to yourself to be able to interact with your own body and to be able to look at yourself. It's important that you know what's going on with your body for like health reasons. I know it's hard, but it's really important, so try to take things in stages or in steps. Before I had top surgery, I really could not look at my chest. It made me feel so uncomfortable. I could not touch my chest at all. So I actually had one of those like, is it a loofah? One of those like squishy things that like you use to in the soap, and then yeah, that helps. If you have like a barrier between you and your skin when you're washing yourself, that's really helpful. If I feel shit about my body and I've got to clean myself, I just kind of do it quickly, put on some music and look away. How long did you wait on the waiting list for a gender identity clinic, and what can you do if doctors don't take you seriously and lose the forms. Back when I was referred, it was kind of a different time. It took maybe 2 to 3 months from initial referral to my first appointment at a gender identity clinic, but these days some waiting lists are up to like 14 months. I know there's certain Tumblr blogs out there that keep track of the waiting list, so ask around, hopefully you'll be able to find out. If not, find the phone number to the gender identity clinic and call them up and ask. They might know. And if doctors aren't taking you seriously, that is a problem. I had all sorts of issues with 2 GPs before I found one that would actually refer me properly. If somebody is not doing their job properly, you need to go to someone else and ask for a second opinion, or a third opinion, or a fourth opinion, until you get what you need. And if nobody's taking you seriously, you need to take that higher up. Find out who their boss is, and moan. Just moan. Before having tea and having top surgery, how did you decide which toilets to use in public with added social anxiety? Oh, I feel you. In the very, very early stages, I would tend to put my hood up before going into the men's toilets, because for me, going into the female toilets just wasn't an option. People would give me funny looks. Even today, I prefer going into public toilets that I know. I don't like going in and then, oh no, there's only one cubicle and there's somebody in there, and then having to like awkwardly shuffle out. Obviously, if there's a unisex toilet, that's like the holy grail. I think you can get the spline keys for disabled toilets on eBay and places like that. It's just like a universal key to open all the disabled toilet doors. And if somebody approaches you upon using a disabled toilet, then they can't really say a lot. A disability isn't always visible. Again, it's a confidence thing. If you go in looking like you know what you're doing, which you do, you're going in to pee, you will be fine. Okay, this is going to be my last question because I feel like this video is going to get really long. I've been out for 6 years this November and still haven't started my legal or medical transition because I'm terrified. How do I get started? Congrats for being out for 6 years. Unfortunately, I can only give you UK advice. So, your first step is to go to your local doctor's surgery and talk to your GP. In reality, you don't have to splurge out your whole life story to your GP. It's basically just their job to give you the referral to the gender identity clinic. Just tell them you're trans and to what level of dysphoria you experience. If you're using a different name or pronouns, tell them that. Do your research and go in prepared. You need to come along with the name and address of your gender identity clinic. It doesn't necessarily have to be the closest one to you. There's a bunch around the UK, so find one, do it, go right now. If you need to, you can bring a family member or a friend. Personally, I like to go to these kind of things alone, just in case any awkward questions arise. I'm not gonna lie to you, transitioning is hard. There is a reason I constantly say battling the healthcare system, because in my personal experience, it seemed like everything they could do to make things difficult for me, they did. Keep an open mind, be prepared for setbacks, but amongst all things, be determined to go out and get what you want. Okay guys, I think that's all the time I have for this video. If you'd like some advice and you want your question answered, just comment down below. I'm gonna try to do one of these videos at least once a month. The nostalgia for making this video is kind of insane. I used to make these kinds of videos all the time way back in the day. I'm actually really excited for this series. What should I call it? Thank you for everybody that's bought the book from Waterstones and that's tweeting about it and Instagramming. It's crazy. I want to cry. The feedback has been so fucking lovely. Okay, for real. I'm gonna go. I love you guys and I will see you next week.